There's no future in any job. The future lies in the man who holds the job. In other words, the value lies in you. You have to develop yourself, and that's not something to fool about. Welcome. It's the Tuesday edition of Jamaica Magazine, and we've got lots in store. Learn about the purpose of the JDF's ceremonial attire, even as we get ready for the state opening of Parliament on Thursday. Plus, creating the future. See how technology and innovation is doing this in agriculture. Before we delve into all this, let's take a break. Then the news.
Hi, this is Tanya Stevens, and I have a message today for our young people. I want to invite you to look at your life from a long-term perspective. I know that the gang thing look glamorous right now, it might be popular, but you don't see no retired gangster, do you? None in a nursing home, none with pension plan. And I think you want a family, you want your stuff, but get them the legal way so you can enjoy them without having to look over your shoulder. And remember, a gang is a dead end.
A message from the Ministry of National Security.
Good day, I'm Stacey Ann Smith, and this is your GIS News for Tuesday, April 1. Government has signed a framework agreement with China Harbour Engineering Company, CHEC, for the development of a transshipment hub in the Portland Bight Protected Area. The agreement was signed with the Port Authority of Jamaica and the Ministry of Transport, Works and Housing on Friday. At the signing, Minister Omar Davies said all regulations would be adhered to for the protection of the natural environment.
We treasure the preservation of the environment as much as any other group. And I'm convinced that after all the required studies are carried out, including the environmental impact assessment, that this project will be going ahead.
The proposed transshipment hub, which is part of the Logistics Hub initiative, is expected to create 2,000 jobs during the construction phase and 10,000 jobs when the project is fully implemented. With the assistance of the Port Authority of Jamaica, CHEC has made moves to engage the National Environment and Planning Agency in its feasibility study of the project. 63 persons have received housing solutions in Hamden Trelawney under Phase 1 of the First Step Homes program. The units were sold to persons in the sugar and tourism sectors at a cost of $1.77 million. At the official handing over ceremony last Thursday, Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller said the aim was to provide affordable houses to the workers.
The project and today's ceremony are just one way of recognizing the workers who have been the backbone of economic production in our country over these many years. Your contribution to the National Housing Trust played a significant part in making this project a reality.
The First Step Homes program, which was launched in December 2012, is administered by the National Housing Trust in conjunction with the Jamaica Emergency Employment Program, the Sugar Workers Housing Program, the Jamaica Tourist Board, and Food for the Poor. Under the initiative, 600 houses will be built annually over 5 years for contributors who earn between $7,500 and $10,000 per week. One beneficiary shared her excitement at becoming a homeowner.
I hope when you all look at our faces this afternoon, you feel a sense of pride, knowing that you have contributed to the upliftment of our country. And most of all, you have all played an instrumental role in helping someone to have a place they can call home.
Almost 2,000 residents of Thornton and surrounding areas of St. Thomas are rejoicing as water begins to flow in their community from a new water supply system. The water will directly benefit areas such as Seaforth, Sunny Hill and Mount Pelier.
This water supply system is a welcome investment and is expected to alleviate the water challenges that you have experienced in the past.
Water Minister Robert Pickersgill says it's part of his ministry's commitment to expand and improve potable water supply from the existing 73% to 85% of the population by 2020.
Indeed, water is a very important resource. By providing our communities with a safe and reliable source of water, we are equipping them with the potential to attract new business and improve on existing ones.
The water system was funded to the tune of $36 million through the Jamaica Social Investment Fund, with financing from the Government of Jamaica and the Caribbean Development Bank. The new system will be taken over and managed by the St. Thomas Parish Council. A maternity ward is to be built at the Junction Health Centre in St. Elizabeth in the new financial year, which starts today. The announcement was made by State Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister, Luther Buchanan, following a tour of health facilities in the parish. He said a building was initially constructed in the 1970s on the Junction Health Centre property to be used as a maternity ward, but that never materialized.
What I will say to the citizens who use the facility, for the ministry, it is abundantly clear that there is need to upgrade the dental facilities. And by way of the distance that Junction is in terms of Mandeville and Black River, there is need, especially with the new thrust of the ministry, for the maternity ward to be commissioned.
The other health centres visited by the State Minister last Wednesday were Myersville, Portsea, Bellevue and Malvern. The waiting area at the Bellevue Health Centre is to be enhanced and the aesthetics at the other facilities will be improved. And finally, the Jamaica Hospital League of Friends has donated 50 hospital beds and other furnishings to the Ministry of Health. The donation, which includes 50 bedside lockers and 25 rails, will benefit a number of hospitals on the island.
Princess Margaret will receive 10, Notre Bay 10, Savannah Lamar 10, Linstead 10, Percy Junior 5, University Hospital Ward 7 will also receive 5.
The Health Minister says this type of partnership is important to the provision of first-class health service in Jamaica.
In our thrust to becoming that health hub, it is these kinds of partnership that is making the difference.
And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stacey Ann Smith. Thank you for watching.
The Ministry of Education Central Office at National Heroes Circle is currently experiencing problems with electricity supply, which has interrupted the telephone service. Members of the public are asked to make urgent queries by calling 948-8715 or by email communications@moe.gov.jm. The Ministry of Education is working with the Jamaica Public Service Company to restore power as soon as possible and apologizes for the inconvenience.
What are you doing to help the fight against crime?
Sitting on the corner, minding your own business, definitely not going to work.
It is time for us to unite.
Unite.
Unite for change.
Citizens coming together to make their respective communities safer. The police, schools, public health, business, churches, NGOs, parents and neighborhood watch volunteers.
As we, the police, do our job,
we as citizens need to do our part as well.
Report crimes or even suspicious activities.
Let's all work together
as one united front against crime.
And make Jamaica the place of choice to
live, work, raise families, and do businesses.
Unite for Change, an initiative of the Ministry of National Security.
A total of 46.5% of Jamaica's over 2.7 million citizens have access to the internet, according to a recently released report from the United Nations Broadband Commission for Digital Development. This is a massive jump from the 31.5% reported in 2011, signifying that the government's thrust to provide this well-needed input is certainly working. Up next, see one of the ways in which we're using this increased technology access. Think automated hydroponic greenhouse.
Technology has afforded us the opportunity of being in control without having direct physical contact with objects or certain mechanics, thus creating an ease and relaxed way of doing things. Now, this remote operating technology has been added to farming at the local level.
In a technology-driven world, persons are finding more innovative ways to improve and simplify how we do things, as well as creating added benefits and increased profits for businesses. Such was the intention of engineering student at the University of the West Indies, Ewan Pitta, when he designed and created this fully automated hydroponic greenhouse system. Renewable energy driven, the system is programmed to be operated by the use of a smartphone or the internet, facilitating a more efficient and effective approach to farming.
You don't have to be at the plants every day, right? At the greenhouse every day, because you have access to all the information that you normally would go there to check for.
Information such as the nutrient levels, water, temperature and humidity, which in a typical greenhouse setting would require manual observation and control. But Pitta's automated system controls all that activity, allowing farmers to maintain quality crops from just about anywhere in the world.
We control the nutrient concentration, such as your N, your nitrate, the phosphate and your potash, as well as pH and dissolved oxygen. We have a set limit that those parameters are supposed to be at. So once it exceeds those parameters that we set, you will automatically updated by your cell phone to let you know that something is wrong in your greenhouse or nutrient is off. We can actually monitor this system remotely via cell phone or over the internet.
The intelligent controlling is performed by what's called a programmable logic controller, PLC, that's microcontroller based. The PLC is used to activate the input and output processes of the greenhouse hydroponic system. Head of UWI's Engineering Department and UN Supervisor Dr. Paul Aking explains.
Everything that feeds the nutrients and the sensors and the valves and everything that requires some on-off or some amount of control, all of that is computerized, and it goes into the computer and it stores as special signals, and the commands are stored as special signals. What we do now, we send those signals via the internet, via the SMS, via something like your texting, and then we can see what it is, and we can send both ways. It's bidirectional.
The application won first place for the open category in the 2013 Minister's Innovation Award developed by the Science and Technology Ministry.
It's an ICT control, meaning that the Internet Protocol login, monitoring and control system of an agricultural process that everyone knows about. No one was aware that you could control these things so remotely, and it really blew the judges away.
Judges were also impressed by the system's ability to efficiently produce its own supply of energy while providing a sustainable means for food security and food production.
This project is about growing plants in a solution environment. It's about controlling such growth and ensuring that you can do that control remotely, or you control and monitor remotely.
Greenhouse farming is known for generating very high crop yield and high quality produce when compared to open-air farming. Interests have already been pouring in from both the private and public sector, including the Ministry of Agriculture, about the microcontroller-based automated hydroponic greenhouse system, and the team intends to make this a true demonstration that the technology works.
The next stage is we're going to go to a functional, fully demonstratable functional prototype that anyone in the country can come and look at. You will see the physical plants growing. You'll get a measure of the yield of the plants. We want to take it as far as it can go. So we want to demonstrate that the technology works.
Ultimately, this automated system is intended to replace the hydroponic technology being used today and make some farming methods less labor-intensive.
We want to engage in projects that are useful, that are nation-building, that are solving problems in the nation, not just some on-the-shelf stuff. So hydroponic and sustainable agriculture is a useful, and we add the electronics and the engineering to it, modernize it, and here we have a product.
This level of commitment to nation building justifies the government's unending drive to promote technology as a vehicle to propel new businesses and to improve existing ones.
We have opportunities, and it is these areas that we have identified that we have advantages that we need to exploit, and we are going to do it.
finger-licking jerk chicken, Helcha fish and bami, with rundown yam and banana, roast breadfruit, sweet potato pudding. Jamaica food sweet. So let's make a pledge to use more local produce and less foreign goods. Let's grow what we eat and eat what we grow.
And as we continue on this thrust of using technology to create worthy innovations, learn now how our youth can create similar opportunities and to gain economic benefits for themselves and the society at large.
The foundations of corporate empires are usually rooted in the minds of young, bright men and women who've dared the risks of becoming entrepreneurs. First, identifying opportunities that can create wealth, products and services that are in demand, and meeting those needs with unique innovation. Planning and establishing a business is no easy task, and operating successfully for any extended period is an even tougher job. But Jamaica's youth entrepreneurship policy and strategy gives young people with good business ideas a chance to operate more thriving long-term businesses and create their own income. Youth entrepreneurship is encouraged by both public and private organizations. It is also being fostered within schools and communities to instill the business bug early. And with more young persons owning businesses, they'd be helping to drive economic development and job creation, all of which can make a difference in the lives of other people. And that explains why support has been growing in areas of financing for startup and business experience. Government over the years has established various agencies for helping the youth set up and run their businesses. The National Center for Youth Development, NCYD, for example, continues to empower youth in entrepreneurship. Both attached and unattached young people are able to benefit from access to information through the establishment of youth information centers across the island and various programs that include training. Government has partnered with organizations such as Jamaica Youth Business Trust to provide venture capital funds for persons under the age of 30, collateral requirement being only a sound business plan and a willingness to accept a mentor from the private sector. There is also the Youth Entrepreneurship Program, YEP, giving school leavers at the secondary and tertiary levels with strong entrepreneurial spirits the benefit of training and access to financing. Youths also have access to various business support services provided by the Jamaica Business Development Corporation, the premier business support organization. From the conception of a business idea, young entrepreneurs can get help through the stages of developing the business, planning, financing, starting, marketing, and growing. Indeed, the window of opportunity is open for all youths to access business support at the highest professional levels.
The 2014-2015 fiscal year is almost here. Catch the ceremonial opening of Parliament on April 3 as Governor-General Sir Patrick Allen outlines government's plans for the new legislative year. The estimates of expenditure will also be tabled on April 3. Come April 8 to 10, the Standing Finance Committee of Parliament will consider the estimates. Tune in as the Finance Minister opens the budget debate on April 17. Dr. Peter Phillips will be followed by the Opposition Spokesman on Finance on April 22 and Government and Opposition members on April 23. The Opposition Leader will make his contribution on April 24 and the Prime Minister makes her presentation on April 29. The budget debate will close on April 30 with the Finance Minister. It's the 2014-2015 budget debate. Stay informed and keep watching Jamaica Magazine.
Yep, it's budget season and the government is making every effort to balance our books while balancing our lives. But what about you? How are you budgeting? That's our question in today's Outer Road.
I'm budgeting okay basically. More time I have a little difficult, but you have to know how to work it out basically, understand?
Well, the best way it can work out, sometimes you have to leave something and deal with the most important thing, you understand?
Priority. Bills, utilities, rent, all of that, those takes priority.
Wife do that still, that really me. Me just work with her, she said. Me just work and carry money to her and she sort it out.
Well, it's hard work. It's hard work. You have to make sure everything is being done before that budget period, And he's always at it, because you're earning a little, and you still have to make sure whatever you do legally, you do it legally.
Take out my grocery, show my partner, cut down on the going out, and make sure the kids them get money to go to school.
Basically, when I work, I have with my income. Basically, what I would have done is I just write down my light bill, write down my lunch money, my little rent, and I kind of know how much I have to spend for the month. So it's not really so much of a big deal with a budget per se.
It's a tedious task each month, but you have to structure yourself, as I was telling a client of mine, that you have to organize yourself.
Nutritious food, succulent dishes, superior workmanship, and excellent service. Jamaica is on the go. Let's grow what we eat and eat what we grow. Let's harness the indomitable spirit of our most valued resource, our people. Let's support our local businesses. After all, buying Jamaican means building Jamaica.
I'm sure you've noticed on many occasions how smartly dressed our JDF soldiers are for certain functions. One such occasion, as I mentioned earlier, is the ceremonial opening of Parliament. As we get ready to catch them in action again this Thursday, get some facts on this fashionable aspect of their job.
It's called the Scarlet Tunic, and it's the ceremonial dress for the military, the Jamaica Defence Force.
What in the army is called number one dress.
They wear them on ceremonial occasions like that of the Independence Day Parade and the ceremonial opening of Parliament. It's another tradition that has its origin in the British culture.
Back in the sort of 1700s, 1800s, early 1800s, even right up to the late 1800s, soldiers wore scarlet tunics as their normal uniform. And originally this was not because it was considered grand, it was because that dye was much cheaper than other colors, and therefore they put the soldiers in it, but it looked good anyway. And so gradually scarlet became the sort of color of prestige.
Let's take a closer look at the Scarlet Tunic for three specific ranks of the JDF. First, a Staff Sergeant.
Staff Sergeant, who's dressed for a ceremonial parade.
His attire is made up of his number one dress hat or forage cap.
If you notice, the dicing that is on the forage cap is unique to his battalion, which is the 1st Battalion Jamaica Regiment, which is blue and gold.
There is also a ceremonial button, cap badge, sash, ceremonial gloves, an epaulette, and a badge indicating his rank.
3 chevron and a crown. It tells you that he's a color or Staff Sergeant.
The Staff Sergeant's number one dress pants are navy blue with red stripes, and his shoes are called ammunition boots. The rank of Staff Sergeant falls in the category of non-commissioned officers, those JDF personnel from the rank of private through Warrant Officer Class 1. The features of this private ceremonial dress are similar to those of the Staff Sergeant, but his forage cap doesn't have a red lining, nor does he wear a sash, and there is no chevron on his arm.
There's a commissioned officer in his ceremonial dress for parade.
Commissioned officers of the JDF, those from the rank of Officer Cadet through to Major General, wear their badges of rank on their shoulders.
So they put their rank onto the shoulder board, and then it's fixed onto the shoulder.
This commissioned officer has his forage cap with red lining, but one aspect of the scarlet tunic is different.
If you notice, he has the gold trimming coming down the center.
And instead of a sash, this commissioned officer wears a sash belt. For his footwear, he wears George boots. So the features of the scarlet tunic, the military ceremonial dress, differ depending on the rank of the individual. But whatever the rank, it's proudly worn by members of the military whenever they have to perform their duties at a ceremonial occasion.
It's a new beginning. New day is dawning. It's time to arise. We are the gene of achievement and pride.
Bold new beginning. Time for action. We have the spirit to fight on.
This is Jamaica. This is our land. We have our future with God in our plan. We'll play our part building this great nation. This is Jamaica. This is our land.
Let us make every effort to forge unity and resolve to work hard for our prosperity.
Leaving our children a legacy of hope. Breaking the shackles and smashing the yoke. This is Jamaica. This is our land. This is our we have our future with God in our plan. We'll play our part building this great nation. This is Jamaica. This
Let me hear the children say,
this is Jamaica. This is our land. We have our future with God in our plan. We'll play our part building this great nation. This is Jamaica. Come on, everybody, let's sing. This is Jamaica. This is our land. We have our future with God in our plan. We'll play our part building this great nation. This is Jamaica. This is our land.
Jamaica, together we can.
And that's how we close the pages of today's magazine. Have comments or feedback? Email us at jamaicamagazine@jis.gov.jm, plus visit our website, jis.gov.jm. And keep connecting with us through Facebook and Twitter. We love hearing from you. On behalf of the hardworking team, we remind you that as you seek to create your opportunities, never let fear stop you. The future, after all, is for him who dares and does.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.